Welcome back to. Wait, actually, this is the second time we attempted recording a video for this channel. So, welcome to the Jester's Reaction. We're going to be reading Old Man Henderson. With me is Chris, as you see in the below with me. So, yay. Chris, you're currently eating a
Hello?
good slice of pizza, correct?
Uh, Pizza, boneless chicken wings, breadsticks.
Oh, god damn it, you're making me hungry again.
I
But,
mean, hey, food's good.
but, and I think if you followed us from uh, Council of Jesters, you know that I can't read for shit. I usually had the robot voice read it for me, or my robo horns, because robo horns. But today we're gonna do maybe a 3 or 4 parter, because this is a new channel, so I
Yeah,
haven't truly looked into it.
yeah,
So
we'll see.
we'll go. Yeah, we'll see. We'll be reading Old Man Henderson. We're gonna take this part by part. Chris, can you start reading it for us? I will read some parts. I might get stuff wrong.
Okay.
It is in.
Let's see. Yes. The origin of Old Man Henderson. Wealth Lost Millionaire, 7/6/10 on Tuesday at 6:26. Yeah, I think we're just gonna
Yeah,
skip
we're
over
gonna
those.
skip that. We're gonna skip that. FYI, this is a green text, and right now we're on D6 Chan, so it's like a wiki for all types of green text, D&D stories or whatever. So, so we will start from. All right then.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was figuring. So, all right then. I'll. St- I'd like to start by saying that the GM was a bastard that had it coming. Bullshit tactics that make everyone go crazy like a D6 with only 5 sides. No story, no reason, loose insanity. The others continued to allow this packet fray. We were playing a modern day setting, with the other players being a college professor who found a couple of stray pages of the Necronomicon and wanted to find out just what the hell it is. A detective who was investigating a missing persons case connected to a local cult, and a local athlete, I think it was football, trying to find out why some of his friends seem so distant lately. And then there was Old Man Henderson, who was never given a first name.
And FYI, for
Yeah, it's just
those,
like,
what go Chris.
yeah, I was about to say, if you sit there and find pages of the Necronomicon, like, you gotta sit there and ask, what pages were there? And whose flesh were they made of?
Well, this is
Because
gonna
for
be.
those that don't know,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. Inform
yeah,
us.
because yes, for those who don't know, one of the things that makes the Necronomicon one of those forbidden books
Yeah.
is it is made of flesh,
The wiggling flesh
human
of the living.
flesh.
The wiggly. But you're gonna when we get and for those who don't know, there is a director's cut. When we get into the director's cut, you're gonna laugh your ass off, Chris. Trust me.
I don't know what
Oh yeah, you're gonna laugh your ass off because
that's the story.
really. Okay.
Old Man Henderson was already a little crazy and blamed his last misfortune on Vietnam. He never went to Vietnam. He was 12 in 74. And I will be fucking amazed if anyone gets this reference. Not everyone does. It is the song My Brother in Law by Tim Wilson, as far as I can tell. Old Man Henderson wore combat boots, cargo shorts, and an open front Hawaiian shirt with a wife beater underneath. He was dyslexic and had a lesser case of schizophrenia, probably referring to Schizophile?
No, skip. So
Oh,
typoi, typoi, typo.
eh, whatever.
Whatever.
Moving on.
We're
Allowing
going.
him to assume that the reason he saw crazy shit was because he was a little bit crazy. He had a Grizzly Adams beard and wore his hair like a mohawk. He never took off his aviator shades for any reason. He had a stuffed parrot on his shoulder named Rupert that he constantly asked for advice, while ignoring the other party members as convenient, assuming they were hallucinations. He had an automatic shotgun he knew how to use. He also had memorized the Antichrist's cookbook, the
There we.
the
Anarchist.
anarchist
There you go. I'm
cookbook.
going to scroll up real quick. There you go.
He started the game with a pre-existing hatred of religion, cutlery, and books. Why cutlery? No.
Why cutlery? That makes no sense. And whenever I hear that, I'm like, what
Exactly.
the fuck? Why cutlery? Religion, I can see
His
a little
motivation,
bit.
yeah. His motivation was that he thought that the cult had stole his lawn gnomes while he had actually donated them to a charity auction, got high, and forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a few friends I got. Most importantly, most importantly, he had a 320-page backstory that justified everything. From his casual knowledge of physics to his ability to speak Portuguese flawlessly. You can imagine the sort of shenanigans that character was involved in.
Chris, I know what you're thinking. No, you will never give me a fucking 300-page fucking backstory for your character. Never.
I,
I will.
I would never. I'm too late for
Thank goodness.
that. And not to mention, we're both fucking dyslexic as hell and don't have the fucking attention span to do it either.
Oh yeah, we
But hey,
have like sparkly.
yeah. Or depending on the context, ooh, jiggly.
That too. Let's continue with the story.
For those that get it, yes. Before we get sidetracked anymore.
Yeah.
The point of having such a long backstory was threefold. One, to ensure the GM would never actually read it. Two, since he would never read it except in excerpts I pointed out to justify things, I could rewrite changes and things around. I could rewrite changes around completely at random without anyone noticing. And most importantly, three, convince everyone that I was serious about this character and that it wasn't simply the game of wrecking bullshit that it was. Dickish, yes, but he really did have it coming. First outlining the group, the detective was spying on the building of the cultist with a camera. The jock parked nearby, waiting for the group to let out so he could snoop it out. The professor had joined the cult to try and gain some information. Old Man Henderson was very calmly parked in his car, got out holding the shotgun in clear view of everyone who happened to be looking, in this case, the detective and the jock, strolled up to the front door and kicked it in. While everyone just kind of stopped in shocked silence for a moment, he leveled his shotgun on the head lead cultist guy and yelled,
Knuckle down it,
"Knuckle down,
go ahead. I don't
yeah,
make
go for it."
jokes. Knuckle down it, where the keeping my wee men? That's the best I can give.
Did I mention that? Yeah, fair enough. Uncle Damrod, what are numbers? Be keeping me with a man? Yeah, we both gave it a shot.
Yeah, we both
Did I
did.
mention he had an incomprehensible Scottish accent that came and went as he drank and or as amused me? That's the funnest one.
To be honest, you are guilty of doing that at times too.
I'm not denying that. I'm full on admitting it. Hell, I will. I will sit there and for no fucking reason slide into an Irish accent just the fuck because.
Yes,
Although
and I
granted,
have seen you
although,
do that.
yes, yeah. Although granted, sometimes I do try and keep in mind, like when it comes to our other game, just like I try to sit there and give him a proper accent, but every once in a while I just forget.
That is true. I blame the autism.
Yeah, uh, that's right. Back on point.
Yeah.
The leader couldn't understand my simple request to return my lawn gnomes. Literally, you think what I typed is hard to understand? Imagine it being slurred at you by a drunken Scotsman. He assumed I was trying to cast a spell at him in an elder tongue and summoned a Shoggoth by murdering one of his fellows. One Molotov and 20 rounds later, the Shoggoth was dead as is the cult leader. The professor, he made a mistake in trying to make Peacemaker mid murder's rampage and about 10 assorted cultmen.
That's a blood. Let there be blood. Blood for the blood god.
Yeah, and it also sounds like fucking Trevor from GTA 5.
To be honest, I'm taking bets that that's what was one of the other inspirations
The
for him.
inspiration of one or the other, but hey.
Eh.
Old Man Henderson then pissed on the Shoggoth's corpse, got back in his battered 92 Buick Century, and went home. The whole event was over in about 10 minutes game time, and no one thought to get the Buick's plates. Building burned down shortly, along with about half the written plot and every lead either of the other surviving players had. The GM called a break then to figure it out how to fix and or work around what I just did. It only got crazier from there.
Now, we're going to go past this part because this is explaining what what he did, and we're just going to go with dropping the yacht.
Yeah, otherwise, for those who want to read it, they can sit there and pause it in between.
Oh yeah, and don't have to listen to our crazy accents.
Yeah, and for that, you could just sit there and put it on mute if you
Oh
don't want
yeah.
to hear that. But hey,
But hey, more views for us. Give us a comment and like and to subscribe.
yes.
Yee.
And I'm currently being distracted by one of my cats.
Oh no, the kitty. I should
But hey,
send you some kitty videos later.
yeah. Okay, back on point.
Yes.
Old Man Henderson, with his erstwhile companion Jimmy the Jock and his friends William Brocklaw, a once humble bartender, the now dead detective's player. Go figure. Old Man Henderson yeah, burned down his bar on accident and blamed it on the cultists. One bluff check later, and he is in the posse. Cadigan, sorry.
It's cool.
And Simon Breckenridge, a British spy, the professor's player, now 6 characters in. And yes, there were more or less killed by Old Man Henderson. You know, I gotta sit there and ask this: is it really D&D if there's not one player that's a goddamn murder hobo?
Well, that's out of control D&D, and they're using Call of Cthulhu, so this is a totally different system that I have no experience in.
Yes, but again, Old Man Henderson, aka fucking Trevor from GTA 5, at this point, he fucking
if my
kicked in the
go.
door, shot down 11 people, no, 12, and much like the extra fear, the professor's flare, now 6 characters in,
they go in more detail in the director's cut, but but best way to explain it
And
is
the point
why.
being, it's just like, yeah. Either way,
FYI, they're also all
yeah.
by
Grabbing the
accident.
reins, going back on track.
Okay, go.
Yeah. Old Man Henderson had discovered that but that there was not one cult of the elder gods, but several. This complicated his search for his gnome slash charade,
Crusade.
crusade. Yeah. He decided to enlist the help in making a problem solve itself. He decided to enlist help. Oh, he just, yeah, you can tell we're both dyslexic, but hey,
Oh yeah, I'm I'm helping you and you're reading. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that just
fun.
makes us funner.
Yeah, oh yeah, makes it even
Using,
challenging. It
using,
gives us a challenge. Okay, we're right here.
yeah, using his context, Simon discovered that an influential cultist of Hastor was coming to town to try and figure out how an avatar of his god was killed. He also located the exact dock at which he would be landing his boat. Jimmy, meanwhile, discovered the home of the head of the local Cthulhu cults was at a penthouse suite downtown. A plan was hatched. Oh,
Old Man Henderson used all his cunning to steal a military cargo
a military
chopper.
cargo helicopter.
Helicopter, yes.
And
And
yeah, no, this is giving off fucking heist vibes from Grand Theft Auto 5. I fucking swear.
read Shalukin! The plot flew off. Shalukin. The
And
plot and flew
hid,
off.
and
Yeah.
hid it in an abandoned warehouse. But yeah, no. For anyone who's sat there watching this and who has played Grand Theft Auto 5, you've probably gotten the same vibes I have at this point.
And for those who've seen or read the story before, you know it gets weirder and funner. That's why we have the Henderson scale
Either way,
now.
yes, either way, back on point.
Yes.
Yes.
Or the
Jimmy and Will set up a very expensive surround sound speaker system at the docks, while Simon made and planted a lot of smoke bombs. That night, the yacht pulled in and we made our move. Right as Simon maneuvered the helicopter over the docks, we set off the smoke bombs and activated the speakers. On one side, a 50-piece mariachi band playing Gold Save the Queen at max volume, and on the other, audio from the beach scene from Saving Private Ryan. Imagine for a moment what being at the dock would have been like. Utter fucking chaos.
Let me just roll. Let me just scroll this up.
I
There you
jumped
go.
down from the helicopter onto the boat and rigged it to lift out of there. During the course of which I ran into a cultist guy and ninja kicked him in the head, knocking him tail over tea kettle
Yep.
and off the boat. I later learned that he broke his neck in the fall. Damned convenient. Otherwise, he might have been able to ID me. When we then lifted the boat out of there, switched out secondary audio on all sides. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I was in a vengeful mood. Gnome stealing bastards. So when the cultists finally got the smoke to clear, their yacht was gone, their leader was dead, and Celine Dion was stuck in their heads. Not the best of days. Then we went across town in a stolen military cargo chopper carrying a 40-foot yacht and parked the helicopter above the penthouse, with the yacht about 80 feet above it. Then we cut the line, jumped out with our parachutes, and watched the yacht ruin a dinner party while placing bets on whether the military would save the chopper, blow it up, or if it would just hover there until it ran out of fuel.
Now, this is the part where I will say, I think they're just gonna. I think they would have just let it run out of fuel, to be honest.
I mean, with it being 80 feet above a penthouse.
which has a boat like flail on it, most likely on fire.
Yeah, I'd say they'd have no choice but to wait for it to run out of fuel
Then even more damage will
because
happen to the building.
because with that chopper being as heavy as it was,
Mm-hmm.
with the actual chopper blades going as fast as they were, they wouldn't be able to make an attempt to even sit there and try to get it
Oh yeah.
as
Feel
far
right
as they
out.
were.
Okay, we're going
So
off topic again. Time for the tanker truck incident. Dun dun dun.
yeah, but quick sidebar for anyone who's wondering if we're autistic, let that prove it. It's just like we will sit there, break down hypotheticals, and give you a realistic answer to the best that we can.
Oh yeah. Now, time for the.
If you think, yeah, if you want to sit there and think an autistic person wouldn't do that, try giving them an extremely wacky hypothetical. Hell, here's here's a wacky hypothetical.
Oh no.
What is the what is the actual strength of Spider-Man, of Peter Parker himself?
Oh god. I know he's strong
And
enough to,
I'm
with his bare grip, can lift up the kingpin with just his with his his stickiness. So, so yeah.
yeah,
And
but I
this.
mean, like truly, if you were going to sit there, and I know someone out there is going to sit there and probably hear this and be like, let's do the math, and they will probably sit there and give the exact numerical point of how strong he actually is when he's
Yeah.
decided to stop holding back.
I think he could break Superman's nose, to be honest, if he stopped holding back.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, he'd be able to sit there and humble him,
Oh yeah.
and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Either way, back on point.
Back.
Now, time for what we forever. Now, time for what will forever be known as the tanker truck incident. Notice
The.
V is capitalized. This is because no matter what incidents in the future may involve tanker trucks, this is the definitive one. It started out innocently enough. Old Man Henderson left the stakeout in a van outside the evil cult's meeting place to go get some hooch. The only people left there were the detective and James Fink, the professor's second character.
Yeah.
There are times I have there are times I have to sit there and question the motives of
Oh,
players choosing to play two different characters
first
at
character
once.
died. Remember, the professor character died.
At once,
I believe the
because remember,
detective was a separate person, and James Fink
oh, okay,
is the professor playing. These are all different people.
okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just one of those times and cases where it's just like your first character is now meeting your second character,
What
and
got
everyone's just
him?
looking at us like, "Go for
Oh,
it."
yeah. Uh, back to the
And
story.
something tells me, yeah, and something tells me one of the first immediate responses they'd have to that is insult the DM, tell him that he, and basically tell him how much of a bastard he is. But hey,
Uh, Waffle House Man.
sometimes that
Yeah,
happens.
that's the OP of this story. Is a unique bear, if you ask me.
Yeah. And now back on point. Jimmy was gone because it was his school night. Old Man Henderson was a bad influence, but damned if he didn't have the kid's best interest in heart. The cultists see me leaving. I had a very distinct appearance, after all, very useful in scoring TPKs, and I discovered my friend spying on it. The detective gets a pretty garbed death, and
Oh no.
James dies like a bitch. Not yet. I'm on my way back, walking along. The detective and James had been brought inside as part of the ritual to give Hastur an avatar into the world. He had been banished, and the only way he could come here was via a loophole. He could only use a host of people who knew he existed and had thwarted him thrice. And then he had to make them drink the lifeblood of their closest friend to make the binding permanent. In case you're wondering, permanent binding equals game over.
Wank, wank, wank.
First part of the first part of the ritual was complete, but before Hastor could take control, the detective broke James's shackles and tried to run. He made it as far as the street when the detective, now Hastor, caught up with him part demon form. Now, where this church, for lack of a better term, was located was at the end of a road with a T-shaped intersection. There was a gas station about 3 blocks away, which is where Old Man Henderson was while he was yeah,
Was.
which is where he Old Man Henderson was while this was going down. Old Man Henderson sees the shit hit the fan and steals a half full tanker truck that was refilling the station's holding tank. While I bring up the truck into ramming speed, I toss a 12-pound block of C4 into the passenger seat and rig the detonator to the airbags. Old Man Henderson then took a bracing shot of whiskey, jammed a knife through the gas pedal, and jumped out of the truck onto his heels. Yes, he modified his combat boots to have heels. I swear to
Heelys.
God, I had not planned this. Oh, Heelys. Yeah. I swear to
Heelys.
God, I had not planned this to happen. Uh,
I'm
uh,
just.
there.
Yeah.
The Heelys just sounded like something fucking ridiculous and in character. He watched the truck ram the detective into the church, then blow him and all the cultists to Kingdom Come. The truck also killed James by running him over. That's when the back trail ignited, by going all the way back to the gas station and destroying it, continuing my streak of accidentally destroying anything that might lead people back to Old Man Henderson. I took a moment to call Jimmy. Henderson figured out what the nasties are weak against.
What's that, Mr. Henderson?
Point blank ammunition.
Annihilation.
Point blank annihilation.
Click.
I mean, to be fair, anything would be weak against point blank fucking annihilation.
Oh yeah.
But
That
hey,
is
see ya.
the. Yeah. By the way, this story has been read on multiple channels. The best one, in my opinion, is Den of the Drakes. But oh my god, this is so much fun just to read it ourselves. Chris, how are you
Okay.
liking this story? Oh no.
So as far as Mr. Henderson goes as a character, as stated earlier, he feels very murder hoby.
True, and he, like
And
I said earlier, he is the reason why the Henderson scale exists.
yes, and for those who don't understand the term murder hobo, that's referring to a someone who plays a tabletop game that for whatever reason wants to sit there and practically kill everything.
You get a knife, you get a
Why?
kidney
Just
stab, you get a kidney stab. To be honest, I had never met a murder hobo in game. To be honest, so yeah. And
Yeah,
Chris,
I
I
think
know you
currently
have.
it's more of the
Hmm?
the kleptomaniac vibe from Jar and myself.
You have a reason why you guys be kleptomaniacs, and you have, and you at least hear me out when I say please don't do that.
Yes.
And you're in a game meant for kleptomania.
Yes, we're playing a game specifically for the point of it being chaotic.
Yes. Okay, back to now. We're going to be reading Hell on Ice.
It's back on point. Okay, okay. We're here in the in game with zombies and shoggoths chasing us. I managed to get Jimmy disappeared. So it was Old Man Henderson, Simon, and Will going into the final strong point that we had, an abandoned hockey stadium. On the way there, we had rammed through a small home and garden store in our truck. And when we arrived, we started barring the doors and windows when I noticed something. On our trip through the store, we had netted us a passenger, a single longbow. Somehow, I knew right then that this is it. No lucky turn of fate, no deus ex machina. Old Man Henderson was going to die. But I'd be damned if it wouldn't be the best fucking last stand ever. I then revealed to the GM that Henderson was a world champion figure skater, hockey player, and golfer. The backstory of Doom got one final use. We almost had the doors barricaded, but the zombie Shoggoth army kicked in the door, kicked in the last door and got Simon. Will was pulled off the Zamboni after he managed to throw the crate onto the ice. The crate was full of exploding hockey pucks. Lasted a couple minutes while blasting Bust the Move by Young DMC before the situation resolved into totally fucked. I switched to the next track as I yelled
Hasta,
Hastor,
hasta,
Hastor,
hasta,
Hastor.
hasta.
The next track came on. It was the Canadian national anthem, which Old Man Henderson began to sing proudly at the top of his lungs. I then threw out the three pieces of knowledge that marked Old Man Henderson's blaze of glory. One, what are you doing? Calling Hastor's name three times will summon him, but only if the one who truest foe at the time calls it. Guess who? Two, when the elder god is summoned from beyond, they suffer a sort of summoning sickness. They're still unbelievably strong, but can be killed forever if you hit them hard enough. The building had enough, and three, the buildings had enough explosives wired to make Michael Bay blush. And that, my friends, is the tale of how Old Man Henderson won Call of Cthulhu.
Okay. I don't have experience in Call of Cthulhu or anything like that, but it's nothing like D&D. Trust me. In D&D, you can kill gods and become a god. In Call of Cthulhu, if you don't win the game, everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Him killing a elder god the way he did is peak fiction, in my opinion. Absolute cinema.
Yeah, not to mention, for those who actually know the lore of the Elder Gods, and do feel free to correct me, Hastur, being the king in yellow, is not a fool. He is not someone who is easily tricked. He is an elder god that was known for his knowledge.
That is true. Uh, Continue on. I have to deal with something.
Now, I haven't looked into the mythos of the elder gods myself very much outside of normal popular culture. With Cthulhu being he who is high, the mighty, the biggest, the baddest, and the scariest.
Yeah.
Although sidetrack,
Yeah.
I just thought of this. I do remember that there was a game where you could essentially date the elder gods,
I seen that game. That game is fucking weird.
and yes, and a certain YouTuber that we all deeply respect
Manly badass hero.
and enjoy, and enjoy many of his videos seemed to have quite the fun playing it himself.
Yes.
And for those of you who know who I'm referring to, you know, and for those who don't, I'm referring to a certain Markiplier.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Manly Badass Hero because he also played it.
I would say at this point in time, there's a good number of YouTubers who have sat there and played the, let's be honest, degenerate game of the Elder Gods.
Yeah, that's true. That is
And that's
so
also
true.
putting it politely.
Oh, dude. Dude, this isn't meant for kids, trust me.
It certainly isn't, but
Tune in next time and we'll be covering the Director's Cut Part 1. And for those who don't know, this is what during Director's Cut Part 1, Waffle House Millionaire will be joined by his friend that was the professor and 6 other characters. He goes by this, I believe, called name called Nowhere. So you can see it right now on screen, but thank you for watching. And if you want to enjoy this video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. I will leave a link to D4Chan in the description below. Chris, we have more work to do.
yes, and who knows? Maybe next time we might have another guest.
I don't know. We're recording
But
this at night. Highly doubt that Derbo will ever pop in at night.
It's worth a shot, especially when he has off tonight.
He has
To
off
be
today?
determined, to be discovered.
And random
Yeah.
chinchillas.
Yes.
But with that all said and done, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And we are